Jesus' eyes is identified to look like a fiery flame. And I'm talking about Jesus after he was resurrected when he was in heaven. So the first point I'm going to clarify is at 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 18. And it's the last part which says how Jesus was put to death in the flesh and made alive in the spirit. So the first thing I'm going to confirm is how Jesus was put to death in the flesh and made alive in the spirit, not in the flesh again. So the eyes I'm talking about is the eyes of Jesus when Jesus was, after Jesus was resurrected in the spirit. Okay, Revelation chapter 1 verse 14, and it's the C part where Jesus' disciple John identifies how the eyes of Jesus look in his angelical form in heaven. John goes on to say, and his eyes were like a fiery flame. And another point that points this out is that Revelation chapter 19 verse 12, which says his eyes are a fiery flame. Now the key thing is, before you, now somebody could look at Revelation chapter 19 verse 12 and say, yeah, it says here his eyes is a fiery flame. Before it says that here, in the initial verse we just read, it explains, it says, John clearly says, and his eyes were like a fiery flame. So was his eyes an actual physical fiery flame? No, it doesn't say that. It says his eyes were like a fiery flame. Or some other Bible verse says, as is, I'm sorry, as it, his eyes are as is a fiery flame. The appearance of his eyes is as is a fiery flame. So John is seeing this in a vision, and he is using human terms that we can relate to identify what he is looking at, so that we could, because a fiery flame has a red color and also a light orange color, because flame has different layers of color. So if he's seeing something like that, he's not just going to say it's red or it's blinking blurry red mixed with orange. That's confusing. So John spoke and illustrated what I'll say this clear. John used an example that us humans can relate to understanding. So this video is just about pointing out how Jesus' heavenly, angelic appearance of his eyes are as fire, or like a fiery flame.